Hello, everyone. APL again. I've got a topic today that I'm probably more prepared for. It's books, reading, but I've been thinking a lot lately about having a lot of books and reading them all. And, sorry, I have a notebook open right under me. But yeah, so basically what I've been mostly my whole life I've been reading uh, and collecting books and reading those books too. I have read about 70% of the books on my shelves, which is pretty good, I gather. And I consistently buy more books, and sometimes I give away some that I know that I don't need. Although I have many reference and art books and nonfiction that I have used to refer to and have come in mighty handy when I've been working on some videos actually. And there have been phases and different eras of kinds of reading that I did, which was just first I learned to read because I wanted to read when I was just a kid. And then, and then came reading enforced by school as opposed to reading books that I actually wanted to read. The high school is where my reading really picked up. I remember, instances of discovering H.P. Lovecraft in the library at my high school and just getting sucked into that, and Borges. And speaking of Borges, he would say, what he would say is, read what you enjoy. And if, you're reading a book and it's becoming boring, just put it aside. Don't worry about it because it's a classic supposedly, or has some high acclaim, or something. I think it's at certain times it's good to just read for the enjoyment of it. So, but there's also a discipline that comes with finishing a book, and that kind of waned sometime during college. And after I was done college, I started reading again, probably because I had more time and just didn't, everything else was so consumed with other kinds of reading. But after college, I started reading a lot again and just got into Moby Dick. That was the first book I read after my undergraduate year. And it was that took a while, but when I did get back into it, and then Joel, my friend that I from the other, you might remember from the Cinemologists, we discovered a used bookstore near us, which had, a whole room full of fantasy and science fiction. And then we discovered all of the great, authors of that. And that basically launched a whole new phase of writing and reading, because I'd always written, but then it was kind of, influencing the writing, because you can't write well unless you read. And, you have to be able to finish something too. But lately, I've been balancing reading books with working on projects, but the YouTube, pit that daily kind of tries to ensnare me. It, pardon me, it is often that I'll find myself realizing that I'm kind of stuck in that loop, and grabbing for a book and going and reading a little is kind of like a ejector seat from from that. And it's a good way to just kind of like take a break, recalibrate, and move on to some other important things. Now, lately I've been actually realizing that I don't need much more books or movies or music. I've kind of started to understand, what I have now, what I've seen is sort of what I need at the moment to make stuff, be creative. And it doesn't start out that way because, when you're younger, it's like you want to accumulate all of the influences you can. I mean, I hope you do, because it's very, I should say, emaciating to really only pull from what influences are given to you directly by media, the current media. And if you don't go out and search for things or just start reading and get interested in other things, and you're not going to have much of a, healthy imagination. But right now, I do have a lot of books, and a lot of them are yet to be read. So now I'm just mainly working on reading them, although I do occasionally get new books. I'm less likely to buy stuff like that because it's less of a fix that I need, unlike it used to be, because I buy music and movies, but I just feel like I've become more discerning, a little more disciplined with just buying random stuff. I mean, I remember there was a time when I used to blind buy movies, and I sure don't do that anymore. At least not when there was a Criterion sale. I used to blind buy those. It's like I can't imagine doing that now. I got stuck with a few stinkers that way. But no, the books I have now are splendid, and I can spend years probably going through what I have now. I probably will accumulate a few more books, even though I mean not to. That always just happens, but I've just been learning more contentment and realizing the work that I write, the things that I make, I have what I need to do that. And if anything comes up that I really need, that there's always libraries. At the moment, it's not like I can just buy whatever book I want. So what I have now has to do, and it's more than enough. Same with music and movies. I can just cycle through all this stuff, and it can, it's more than enough to, be fresh, sort of when I come back around to everything in its time. And just, I don't know, loving books. The past year, I've gotten so many books for free from the place I work. And recently a relative gave me a lot. I will be making a video later at the end of the year about the books that I've read this year, which are from this collection of books that were given to me. So, yeah, no, I am lacking for nothing in that regard. And so, regarding that, I have to. I'm more able to then shift to other things, like, what are just some things that I can do with my money, that are more productive, or not productive, but still worthwhile to me. So I'm getting back into like model making and stuff like that. It's like it doesn't have to be just buying something that I think is going to be useful down the road. But anyway, that's just something I was thinking of. I think the topic is draining through now, but I think I have a library. I have the Lattanzi Library now, and it is well furnished, and hopefully one day it'll be of use to others as well. I mean, it already is, but anyway, I hope you got something out of this, and hope you have a good rest of the day.